Hi everyone, Ashish Kyal here. Very warm welcome to Ashish Kyal Trading Gurukul. It's fantastic to have each one of you over here, and I just want to tell you all it's fantastic to be here speaking to all of you. Very good afternoon, Ria, Salman. Great to see you, Jatin, Jayesh, Nalini, every one of you, Shashank, and very warm welcome. तो आज का जो हमारा टॉपिक है that is about how to go about looking at time. So many have been asking me about whether markets will touch lifetime high levels before Diwali. I just had an interview about a day back where I published my view. I thought why not to go live and talk about कि क्या लग रहा है यार मार्केट में, क्या लग रहा है, व्यू क्या है. And if you were there on the Saturday webinar, were you there? Let me check with my team if everyone is able to join in, and the people who are there on YouTube, I just want to ask you all, how are you people doing? And you can subscribe to the channel which is there, and also ensure that you are joining me live on the Zoom platform, because if you're joining me live on Zoom platform, you will be able to participate in the poll. So the levels that I am giving is working fantastically, amazingly well. Thank you for that, Gaurav. आज एक लेवल दिया था ऊपर का, देखा क्या आप लोगों ने? I have given one level for today. Did you see that level? What was that level of today? ऊपर का एक लेवल दिया था, बाद में मैंने एक ट्वीट किया था, 810 था, और एक और लेवल जो हम मॉर्निंग में बाद में एक मैंने ऑब्जर्व किया था 19850 के आसपास. So there are two levels which were important. 19,810 and which was given in the morning with 840. एंड बाद में एक और ट्वीट किया था मैंने अराउंड 19,848 19,850 के आसपास. निफ्टी का हाई बना है 19,848 पे, और वहीं से वापस से रिवर्स हुआ. तो मतलब जो 840 19,840 19,850 का जो जोन था, दैट्स द जोन where from where Nifty went there, struggled, did nothing, gap up, and turned the trend on the upside. So आज का move, it was very crucial, and I thought that why not to come live today and talk with all of you. And ये मैंने live decide जब कर लिया था जब मार्केट ओपन हुआ था, because morning में ही हमने invite send कर दिया था. So I knew that something is happening today which is changing everything. Are you able to hear me out loud and clear? Am I loud and clear to every one of you? Okay, you are able to. If you are able to hear me out, fantastic. So आज का मूव क्यों इतना इंपॉर्टेंट था? Can someone tell me what happened today? Can someone tell me what happened today? अमावस्या के बाद ट्रेंड डाउन से अप नहीं हुआ. अमावस्या था सैटरडे को, फ्राइडे को मार्केट करेक्ट हुआ, मंडे को मार्केट साइडवेज था. सो अगर दो देखेंगे तो 2 दिन का करेक्शन मार्केट में साइडवेज में हो गया बेसिस ऑफ अमावस्या. बट टुडे वाज वेरी क्रूशियल फॉर 2 रीजंस. एक तो ये हुआ, आज का एक मॉर्निंग का टाइम था 12 बजे का निफ्टी पे. वो 12 बजे के पे लो नहीं बना, बाद में बना, लेकिन ठीक है 12 बजे के आसपास से साइडवेज ही था मार्केट. बैंक निफ्टी का एक टाइम साइकिल था which happened to be on 16th of October morning 10:15 morning 10:45. Do you see the bank nifty, how the morning 10:45 cycle worked on bank nifty? Worked fantastic in terms of 300-400 points का मूव मिला, गैप के साथ मिला. नाउ उसका तो मैं क्या करूं दोस्तों, कि अगर मार्केट गैप अप हो जाए, मूव मिला, गैप कैप्चर नहीं कर पाए, तो मैं तो नहीं कर सकता ना कुछ. You can actually try and do something about it, but you need to anticipate these kind of moves. So यहाँ पर एक चीज मैं ये पूछ रहा हूँ आप लोगों को कि एक सेकेंड, मैं मेरा कीबोर्ड चेक कर रहा था. यहाँ पर मैं एक चीज पूछ रहा हूँ आप लोगों को. Did you see the daily candle of the market? Did you see the daily chart? Can I say the weekly chart turned positive जो हमने सैटरडे को वेबिनार में किया था? I'm asking how many of you were there with me on Saturday webinar on when I did that. Were you there with me? We derived the time, we derived the date, we derived everything, and fantastic. So many of you were there. And if you check, I told you one thing. If Nifty manages to close above prior candle high on the daily time frame, it will change the daily trend positive. It will change the weekly trend positive. It is already positive, and now is the time where you need to anticipate a move. Interestingly, despite of the Israel event which has happened, despite of the Israel war that is ongoing, market is still sustaining at the higher level, which is a positive sign. Despite of the negative news, agar market sustain ho raha hai, that is more like a positive sign for me. Now, if Nifty has already closed about 19,810, जो हमारा लेवल था, उसके ऊपर बंद हो चुका है. टाइम साइकिल शॉर्ट टर्म में बुलिश है, which means that overall we are expecting markets to continue to rally from here. That is my expectation. This expectation will now remain valid unless I see a close below prior candle low. If you follow these, one rule that we discussed on the Saturday webinar, you would have been knowing how fantastic that rule was. Now, along with that, I'm going to open up my chart. I'm going to share across my time cycle. So what are time cycles? Let me explain it to you again in a very brief way, and then we look at these time cycles ki क्यों इस basis पे, time के basis पे हमें क्या लग रहा है, how is the market looking on the basis of time cycle, why I am still bullish. Many of the people think that I am bullish always. ऐसा नहीं है. अगर आप 1 week पहले जाते थे, 1.5 week पहले, I have been bearish before the event of Israel war. I was expecting the B to be completing on the downside. Now that is complete, so I was expecting a C leg to come on the upside. So it is purely on the basis of my cycles that I have been either bullish or bearish, not on the basis of anything else. So let me now go on the chart. I'm just opening up my trading view screen, and people on YouTube, you can join me on the Zoom platform because I'm much more comfortable interacting there on the chat. I can't see the multiple chat screen, that's why. And let me explain you a few concepts of time. So आज थोड़ा सा सीखते हैं. It's a very classic way of learning things. Let me just share across my screen over here. So if you are able to see my, everyone is able to see my screen here. If you're looking at this chart, okay, this is a daily time frame chart. If I go on the weekly time frame chart, the overall weekly trend for Nifty, as I have mentioned earlier, had been bullish on this candle. Do you agree with me? I'm not repeating what I did on Saturday. I'm just asking you what we did on Saturday. Basis of that, are you ready to understand this concept in application? Can I say this is a bullish candle because of high above prior high, low above prior low, close above prior high? This is a bullish candle. Now, on the daily time frame, can I say we turned bullish? Okay. Now I'm going on the daily time frame. If I look at the daily time frame, can I say this is a bullish candle? I'm asking you, is it a bullish or a bearish candle? Let me see how many of you understand it. How many of you are aware about these concepts of bullish and bearish candle? Let me understand. Let me check. Let me see how many of you think this is bearish or bullish. Answer दीजिए यार, chat पे लिखिए, comment में लिखिए, so that I know that you are understanding it very, very clearly. So is this a bullish candle? Awesome, guys. You are fantastic. Ajay, Mahesh, Rishabh, Pradnya, बहुत सारे जन. Ram Prasad, you were there on Saturday. I remember you. I remember people who put in the comments. Rao, Mr. Rao, you were there. Anand, Amit, you were there. I remember that. Awesome, guys. This is a bullish candle, not because of the color of the candle, because of the three conditions of the candle. That three conditions of the candle is what? That the high is above the prior high, low above the prior low, and close above the prior high. It is a bullish candle. Until when? It is a bullish candle until we see a close below today's low. आज का लो क्या है? बहुत नजदीक है. आज का लो है, today's low is 19,775. So let me write down over here what is the important level that we are looking at. ये September नहीं है, boss, October आ गया. Let me change that to October. नहीं तो क्या होता है मालूम है, लोग चार्ट्स कॉपी करके सर्कुलेट कर देते, saying that they created this chart. I said यार ऐसा मत करो. There are a lot of people who are not original, so that's why I write it out. Okay, so I'm now going to be over here. I'm just checking across. My level of today's low is crucial. So what is that level? 19,775 is my important support. If Nifty close is below that low tomorrow, close, then I can say यार गड़बड़ है. लेकिन अगर वैसा नहीं होता, I'm expecting an upward move to happen because my weekly turned up, my daily turned up. लेकिन खाली कैंडल पे देख के कन्विक्शन नहीं आएगा. होता है ना, कैंडल यार इतना सिंपल है, समझ गया, लेकिन इस पे देख के कन्विक्शन नहीं आएगा. कन्विक्शन आएगा किसके ऊपर? कन्विक्शन के लिए आपको समझना होगा ये टाइम जोन. दिस टाइम जोन is the most important aspect for a trader. If you understood that the time is changing. Now let me ask you, can I say post this time zone? Can you see a smiley here? This time zone is like a smiley. This time zone is like a smiley where the entire zone. तो ये यहाँ पर नहीं, actually यहाँ से जो movement था वो यहीं से शुरू हो गया था. And can I see this again like a smiley here? Smiley here. It's always better. Audio is erratic, cannot hear properly. Are you, everyone is able to hear me out properly? Every one of you. मेरी आवाज आप तक आ रही है clearly? If someone is not able to hear me properly, please check your speakers. So what I am trying to show you right now here is you need to search for smiles on the market. When I say you need to search for smiles, this smile has to happen on the right time. If I tell you, yeah, if someone is not keeping well and you smile on that occasion, will it be looked upon as you are trying to tease, or you are trying to look down on that person, or you are happy that he is not keeping well right now? But similarly in market, when you see a smiley, if it happens at the right time, if it happens at the right occasion, can I say that carries a lot more value? Similarly here, what you are seeing is this smiley that you are seeing, or a curve kind of a bottoming. So what I mean by a smiley means that smile, of course, but it means that you see a pattern. What is that pattern? The pattern is like a circle, a rounding circle. That's a smile. That kind of a pattern, if you see around the zone of this time, this is the zone of time. Can you see this smile here? That's the zone. So what are we trying to search for? I am trying to search for a pattern which is similar to something like smile. This pattern has to be searched in the zone of time. Okay. This is not kind of a rounding bottom, because rounding bottom usually is a bigger pattern. Rounding bottom nahi bol sakte because rounding bottom forms on a bigger time frame. I don't know if this kind of a pattern is documented. It's like a small rounding bottom, but usually. Now, if you see these patterns of smiley forming around the time cycle areas, that is important. What are these time cycle areas? Let me explain it to you in little more detail. And these time cycle areas are the area which is derived basis of Hurst time cycle. So I'll explain you what is Hurst time cycle to some extent. And in Hurst time cycle, what you actually understand is that J.M. Hurst was an engineer. Now, he came out that there is a science of or physics in which the entire natural phenomena follow certain cycles. Those cycle period he identified. He called those cycle period as standard cycles. Now, basis of those standard cycles, he then identified certain concepts which we now call as Hurst time cycles. And these concepts of Hurst time cycle showed that if we stick to these standard cycles like 7, 14, 28, 56, there is a complete science. And we search for bottoms, or we search for the lows around this time cycle, we will be able to see that market tries to bounce back from those times. And now W.D. Gann went a step forward. He said that if the time is right, prices will rise. Now, he was fantastic in saying that thing. Now, if the time is right, prices will rise. Now, I'm not saying that we will simply rely on time, because if you only want to trade time, you want to understand different aspects of time. I'm not an astrologer here, but do you understand that there is an impact of moon on Earth, lunar cycle? I have talked about it. Do you agree with me? Now, and do you understand that the impact of moon hai वैसे ही impact of Brihaspati, which is Jupiter, might be there. Impact of sun is there because we have solar cycles happening there. The impact of the position of Earth with respect to planets, everything gets impacted through one another. So which means we are in a world, we are in a universe which has a confluence of time that functions together, and that will result into impact on the flood, the drought that we see, the farming that we see, and all of those things. Similarly, in market, there is a cycle which is confluence of multiple cycles. If you are a true enthusiast or a cycle practitioner, you need not need any sort of other practice to do. When I say that, then you might have to go right from understanding. If you want to build up on that, I can help you with that. When I say right from building up from the 80-week cycle, 40-week cycle, 20-weekly cycle, going to 56-day cycle, 28-day cycle, 14-period cycle, 7-day cycle, going to 15-minute cycles. Now you are plotting a confluence of multiple cycles, and then you are deriving your targets. When you do that, when you have a confluence of all the cycles and deriving your targets, you can then form with a very high precision whether the current cycle is going to form a low. If yes, to what extent will the cycle form a top? Yes, it can also be used to identify a top. To what extent? How much will it go? How far will it go? How much prices can rally from here? In a nutshell, if I have to tell you, a true cycle purist जो खाली cycles को use करके trade करता है, uses confluence of all the time cycles. Do not use any other method. That's one approach towards trading time. The second approach towards trading time is not using the confluence of cycles. Rely on one of the cycles as your trading cycle. In that one of the trading cycle, then you understand how you can club across price action, how you can club across candlestick, how you can club across wave theory, and then derive trades and trade that. Because we are not using the confluence of cycles, we are relying only on one of the cycles, and then we are deriving the trades. So when I use the lunar cycle as the concept, when I use the lunar cycle and explain about that concept, I always talk about lunar cycle with price action. The reason being, I'm not using lunar cycle, combining that with Hurst cycles, combining that with 55 cycles, combining that with 40 weekly cycles or 85-week cycles. And if I'm not doing that, it will not be justified on my part to simply say this lunar cycle is going to form a top or a low, unless I show you or tell you about the confluence. I took the other approach. I took an easier approach to explain. I know both the concepts, but I took the easier approach to explain, where the confluence of one cycle with price action can give us a result. Now, am I making sense to you all, or is it too much of an information? I'm just trying to explain you the concepts of time, these parameters. Is it making sense? So when we look at these concepts of time right now, I'm just looking at the concept of time on one chart, which is a 55-period time cycle as of now. And Nifty 55 days of time cycle has already turned up. Can you see that? As there is a smiley pattern. Do you agree with me? Everyone. So since we are now seeing the turning of the cycle, we now have to get price confirmation, because time will remain on the buy side until and unless I see close below the prior candle low. So my price and time are synced together. So basis of this information, can I say the overall momentum of the market is going to be bullish from here? Given that you ignore the other lines, you just consider the red line. So over here, can I say the overall movement of the market is going to be bullish as there is a smiley pattern at the right time? So since we have a smiley pattern at the right time, so are we going to be bullish? And is it possible? So the question is it possible to touch lifetime high levels before Diwali? Why Diwali? Now, Diwali is known to be a very auspicious period for for I think all of the people, because that changes a lot of things. And so we can clearly say that before Diwali, if we are before or on Diwali, maybe we will touch lifetime high levels. We will look at it right now, seeing this concept. Now, if I am looking at this concept very, very clearly, I can always say that the cycle, if it has turned up, it will continue to be up at least by the mid of it, unless the bigger cycle is turning down. I'm slow. I'm thinking how to put it across without explaining you the entire concept of time cycle, because if I have to explain you entire concept of time cycle, I need a lot of time. So फिलहाल मैं आपको यही सोच रहा हूँ explain करने के लिए कि usually the distance between one point to the next point is 55 days or 55 candles. And if it is 55 candles and 55 between the two vertical lines, it's 55. It is usually the mid of the level, which is approximately 27 days, where the market is actually going to top out. It's the ideal case scenario. So if I have to count, can I say the low found on by Nifty is at this level, which is the level of 19,333, which is formed on which date? So 19,333, if you look at it, it's formed on 4th of October. 4th of October से 26 days अगर मैं आगे जाता हूँ, if I have to measure the 26 days on the right hand side from 4th of October, and if I do that, I will be able to see that 26 trading days. So it will be approximately by around 26 trading days is going to be by around 9th of November. So why 9th of November? ये सारी चीजें मैं नहीं explain कर रहा, but I am taking half of the cycle, half of the 55 days cycle. So 26 is around 52. I'm just saying that around number. So maybe you can even take something like what 27. So अगर मैं 27 लेता हूँ, so I get approximately 10th of November. Are you getting my point? What is half of the cycle here of a 55-day cycle or a 56-day cycle? The half of the cycle, say standard cycle है 55 जाने दो, standard cycle है 56. 56 अगर मैं लेता हूँ, half of that 56 cycle is going to be 28 period. So if I'm looking at the 28 days or 28 days of candle, when is that candle forming? Can you see that? 28 days of candle, 13th of November को आप लीजिए. 13th of November. When is Diwali happening? Diwali is going to be on 14th. 14th को है ना? Which is on a Diwali का day कौन सा है? Can someone confirm back to me, please? Around that area, which is 13th of November, right? 12th of November, Sunday को है Diwali इस time. So can I say Sunday is a special working day? Can I say Sunday is a special working day? If Sunday is the working day for 2 hours as a Murat trading, is it possible that market actually turns back up and rallies, makes new high this Diwali, because we will be in the time buy zone until half of the cycle. Until half of the cycle. So which means that we will be going to be rallying until half of that. And that can be the reason why Diwali can be with a new high by Diwali, I'm saying. When I say by Diwali, it can be before that also. I'm not saying lifetime I should be touched before Diwali. So there is also a concept of time cycle, which is also, and that's also an Amavasya, of course, Diwali happens to be around that area. So there is also a concept which is able to forecast price action using time, or you can forecast the price behavior using time. There is also a concept of time where you can forecast price using time in Hurst time cycle. These concepts are purely Hurst time cycle. So many were asking me, what is the difference between Hurst time cycles and other time cycles? So Hurst time cycles is a different approach towards time cycle. I've even written about it in my book to some extent, and he's been known as the father of time cycles. But if you look at the other time cycles, there is no such standard cycles. Other time cycles, you can have 15 days cycle, you can have a topping cycle, you can have a bottoming cycle, you can have all of those things. But what I loved about Hurst cycle, which I'm practicing for a decade now, is that you don't really need to have to know exactly when the market has turned or what is the period, but you have a standard prescription. होता है ना यार, एक prescription लिखा हुआ है, एक standard protocol लिखा हुआ है. You need to follow that protocol. You need to follow that steps. So Hurst time cycle is a very systematic, scientific steps-based approach towards application of time. And that's why I loved it, because it does not leave you high and dry कि ये हो सकता है कि वो हो सकता है. No, it's a very, very systematic approach towards application of time. And that application of time is done through phasing analysis. जिसे हम कहते हैं phasing analysis. So that's a different, that's a very deep concept altogether. So once you know these studies of time, now I know that the time support. So someone was asking me, what do you mean by time support? The low which is formed on this day is, can I say this is the lowest point in this cycle period? So this becomes my time support area, okay, which should not breach. If it breach, then I can say the top is made in the market until 13th of December. Okay. Similarly, this is the lowest period of time which I am seeing in this time zone. So this should be intact. In this time zone, this is little tricky because this becomes my lowest period in this time zone. So that becomes a very important support. So we had two supports here. One support was here and the other support was here. This was just whipsawed. Time support area was whipsawed, but then it reversed back on the upside. Am I making sense? That is how you have to look at these time cycles. And once you know these time cycles, you can then know that when the top is going to be formed. And there are a lot of concepts in that. So as of now, given this fact of the overall movement of the market, I think we might be touching. So by Diwali, before Diwali rather, not by Diwali, before Diwali, we will cross that to 20,250 levels is what I think we will be crossing these levels. That is my assumption basis of these techniques. My target can be, I might be too optimistic. Please don't catch me tomorrow if this does not happen. So I know you are going to catch hold of me if this does not happen. It's over optimistic. Fantastic, Sunil. 20,521. Why? Why the magic number? That's the Gann level. That's the Gann level. So I think my first target is going to be around 20,250. My subsequent target is going to be around 20,521. My stop loss for that there are two stop losses which I am going to place. If that is breached, my revision of the targets will happen. My first stop loss is going to be this level. My second stop loss is going to be this level. These are the two stops which I am going to keep. What is the first stop? If this is level, this level अगर यहाँ पर देखेंगे, which is going to be 19,635. So मेरा एक जो level है 19,630 है. Okay, and so I'm just going to remove this and I'm going to write it down for you. So my first level that I'm seeing here is 19,630 and my next level is 19,330. If tomorrow something happens, market crash and 630 is breached, I will then be very, very alert, because if that happens, something is changing, which means that now it's time to be alert. The reason I'm going to be alert once this level is breached is because once this level is breached, I know that the overall weekly trend is in danger, because the weekly low is that level. If the weekly trend becomes in danger, then the weekly trend has changed. Daily, of course, has changed. And despite of prices coming out of a positive price time zone is not sustaining. That's a sign of warning. And if 19,330 breaks, my time support of a 55-day cycle breaks, and my entire target will change from upside toward downside levels. And this also I can derive it purely using time cycle concept. So as I said, as a pure time cycle practitioner, you might not necessarily have to look at only the, okay, where is my annotation gone? You might not necessarily have to look at only the level or the time, but you can also look at the levels very, very clearly. Is it clear? Every one of you. Any questions on this concept of time? So the Hurst time cycle concept is powerful method, and it's a powerful way of trading. It's a powerful way of looking at charts. A lot of things that goes into deriving this kind of conviction, this kind of confidence, but that can happen only if you are able to understand this concept in totality. Any questions, please? So क्या था कि बहुत सारे जन मुझे पूछ रहे थे कि क्या लाइफ टाइम हाई टच होगा, क्या होगा. I have written for money control also. I said that the best way to define it is to go live and explain about this. So there are a lot of questions. Let me explain. Let me check. Inversion, Ganeshan, inversion नहीं होगा ना, क्योंकि लो तो बन चुका है. Inversion means top बनेगा, लो के बने. So low is formed. We have seen already 500, 600 points rally from that. So this is not an inversion which will happen. This is not inversion. 19,850 is major hurdle, as there is a big gap there. 19,850 is a hurdle. The level 19,840, 850, which I mentioned in the morning tweet also. So that is a hurdle. But I think if that is breached, given the momentum, एक चीज का ध्यान रखना दोस्तों, market जाएगा gap से. So it will go with gap. If the market is going to go with gap, I'm telling you, entry opportunity नहीं मिलेगी. ऐसे सिनेरियो में you will have to anticipate and take that risk. And opportunity मिल गया तो अच्छा है. Either ways, there is no confirmation. So that is going to be there. People are suggesting negative divergence because of time cycle is negative. Oh wow. Who is suggesting? Please tell me. I also want to learn. कि negative divergence time cycle को देखिए कैसे पता चलता है. Divergence is on price. How is it a negative divergence on a time? I have no clue about it. Okay. Gap up or trap call sellers. Gap up to trap call sellers. Possible. Let's see how it goes. There are many questions that are popping up. Let me just check. What is the best strategy we can do this time? Option selling or buying? See, you need to have a mixture of both. So I have positions which is on option selling. I have positions on option buying. I know how to strategize. If you have been a part of mentorship program, you might be aware about how to go about it. So if market, it depends on option selling या buying के लिए. फिलहाल अगर मैं anticipate कर रहा हूँ, मैं option buy करूंगा. क्यों? क्योंकि अगर मैं बड़ा मूव देख रहा हूँ तो बाय में ज्यादा पैसा बनेगा. लेकिन उसके साथ ही अगर मैं रॉन्ग हूं तो मैं ऑप्शन सेल भी कर रहा हूं, तो होगा क्या, जो वीकली एक्सपायरी ऑप्शन में सेल कर रहा हूं उससे पैसा आता रहेगा. और अगर सही गया तो buying में अच्छा पैसा मिलेगा. So I have positions to hit a 6 on a ball, and also positions to keep taking those 1s and 2s in case I get out. At least I have half a century or I reach a century. So that's the entire aim of taking this trade. Okay, you are expert on Elliott Neo and Hurst time cycle. Which one you weigh most? It's like asking me, are you married by any chance? Let me ask a question. Are you married? If yes, then do you have 2 kids? If I ask you a question, which one you love more? You don't really know, right? Your heart is big enough to accommodate everyone. So similarly, so if you ask me whether which I have to give more weightage to, whether I give Elliott Neo wave or I give more weightage to Hurst and Cycle, these are like my 2 kids. I love them for what they give me as an information, and there is no weightage to them. These are pure science, and I don't give them any weightage. These are the driving force for my every decision making, what I'm doing. In detail, can you please write? Okay, there are many questions. Can you please write Hurst time cycle in detail according to your experiences? I'll explain. How do I write? I can't really produce that experience on a paper, right? We did that in mentorship donation. 2 years. This video is available on your app. This video will be available on my app. If you're not, you please download the app. My colleague will share across the link of the app, and I've just explained you all the details about it. So एक और चीज जो दोस्तों यहाँ पर समझने वाली एक चीज बहुत ज्यादा concept of time है that can be applied only on a daily time frame or a weekly time frame. No, you can apply these concepts of time cycle on a 15-minute chart. You can apply these concepts of time cycle on a 5-minute chart. You can apply this time cycle concept on a bank Nifty, Fin Nifty. अभी तो हर दिन expiry है यार. You apply this concept and then you trade the market. Your experience of trading the market will be skyrocket high. Your conviction will be at a different level. The confidence that with which you can now forecast the market will be different. Now, imagine there is a war going on, but I am talking about 20,250 on markets. Now, that is insane at times, but I am just talking what charts are suggesting to me. Now, these kind of things. And if you apply the concept of FLD, you will also get the targets on the market. Narendra Mullah says, I apply 15 minutes time cycle and trade intraday. Narendra, by the way, is a mentorship mentees participant, and it's fantastic. Saurabh has a question here. If I don't know Elliott, is it possible to time the market with Hurst time cycle and find levels based on any indicators or tools? Of course, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Time cycle individually is the complete trading system for which you do not have to use Elliott wave. You can use this as a complete independent trading system. So you don't need any other thing. I will be giving you tools and techniques. So हमारा training है 28-29 October को, which is on Master of Cycles, where I will give you those techniques, those tools that you can club with time cycle, derived out of time only as a derivative of time, and you can trade that. So you don't really need it. Okay, very, very clearly. I'll ask, my colleague has not shared the app link, is it? Please share the app link, for there are many who are asking for it if you have not yet shared it to everyone. And okay, there are other questions also. So okay, the question is, does not matter. See, if you're not aware about technical analysis, but if you want to learn about time, the beauty about time cycle is you can still learn about the concepts of time cycle in a very, very easy and systematic fashion, and it works like magic. So it's a magical thing, guys. I have explained you everything, and I just thought I want to show you how this works, why I am bullish. If tomorrow market goes up, you know the reason why it's going up, not because of the war, but it goes up because of why it is supposed to any which ways go up. That's how it is. So I'm asking you all, do you want to really learn these concepts of time cycle in totality from end to end, and know about this in detail? I'm taking a quick poll. If yes, do participate in the poll so that I know you want to be a part of this wonderful learning which we have. on Hurst time cycles and how you have to go about it. I'm just going to launch the poll very quickly for you all. Okay. And we have a training which is happening on 28, 29, which is on Master of Cycles. This will cover every aspect of Hurst time cycle in extreme detailed fashion, where you can be only pure time trader. We call people who trade time as hashtag time traders. So you can be a pure time trader, and you can simply learn this science completely, where you don't have to club it with wave theory. You don't really have to club it with anything else. This can work as an independent, complete trading system, and it's a very wonderful way of looking at things. Today's 15 minutes time cycle was little confusing. Low broke, no. Today's 15 minutes time cycle में प्रॉब्लम ये हुआ कि मार्केट गैप हो गया. गैप अप के बाद में जब मार्केट साइडवेज हो गया तो लो जो बना है वो एक्चुअल लो बनता ही नहीं है बिकॉज ऑफ द गैप व्हिच हैपेंड. सो today's time cycle I would suggest on a 15 minute is still at the low which is made at 19775. That's the low I will consider as the time support area. Purab, does that answer your question? Does it answer your question? Okay. So guys, you have to be a part of this wonderful learning on Master of Cycles, which is happening on over the weekend. Here is the link I'm sharing across with every one of you. And it's a wonderful journey. मैंने एक ऑफर दिया था आप लोगों को लास्ट सैटरडे को, बट मेनी ऑफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू register. We got many messages, so I'm extending that offer again for today. If you are registering for Master of Cycles today, you will get access to the KST and Bollinger Bands video, which is known as Premium Trading Strategy, as complimentary on my app, because KST is a time indicator. KST is derived out of time cycles. You will get that as complimentary. You will get 1 month of research report as complimentary, and you will be learning complete concepts of time cycle, Hurst time cycle with Gann analysis. We will be deriving 5 trade setups, especially if you are a stock trader, option buyers who wants to time the market. You will be able to do that, and we are going to look at complete trading system. Sandeep has a question. I want to enroll, but will I get biased? Of course not. अगर आपके पास में एक टेक्निक है जिससे आपको पता हो सकता है कि इस दिन मार्केट जाएगा, हाउ कैन यू बी बायस्ड? It will give clarity, not anything else but clarity. It will tell you how it will work. Okay. The view about tomorrow. मैंने अभी शेयर किया, आपने शायद लेट ज्वाइन किया होगा. I've already shared across. Nifty has already closed with a positive candle, and it is positive. It is bullish for me on tomorrow. We will see if today's low has to be remaining intact. Okay, that's I've already clearly mentioned. वापस से I've told you the move is bullish. I'm expecting an up move. अगर gap down हो गया 19775 के नीचे अगर निफ्टी गया, then we might again have a 2 days of correction. लेकिन अगर 19775 अगर intact रहा, the market I am looking as this bullish trend. That's the view. Okay, there is another question over here. Can I enroll for mentorship and MOC both? Mahesh, no. If you register for mentorship program, you get MOC as complimentary, so you did not have to register for both again. You don't have to really register for both again. You will get that as a complimentary. Okay. Bank Nifty का आज का जो high है, that is very crucial. That high if gets taken out, I will be super bullish on Bank Nifty. So I'm going to keep a close watch on Bank Nifty. Today's high level is very, very, very crucial. If Bank Nifty breaks the high, then I think Bank Nifty can lead over short term. Sandeep, yes, for mentorship, my colleague will share across the link with you. You can register using that link, and do share across your number, so they will help you out. Awesome, guys. So I think that's what I wanted to share across. Is this learning important? What I shared across, how to look at time cycles, how to look at those things, and how to be a time trader, hashtag time trader. So do ensure that if you be a part of this journey, you are going to be loving what I'm going to teach you as a complete totality. And I'm going to give you an indicator which is created purely out of time, which can help you forecast price also. We are going to do that, and it's fantastic. So search for smileys. Once you search for smileys at the right time, ये तो मैंने daily पे बताया. If you search for smileys on 15 minutes, Narendra Mulani is doing it. I think Jayesh is doing it. These are all the mentees. If you are searching for the smileys on the right time on a 15-minute chart or a 5-minute chart, you can be like a wonderful trader even for intraday positioning. So many people used to ask me, can I trade intraday using time cycle? I said, of course, why not? Time cycle works across time frame. May it be intraday, may it be positional. It works across the time frame. You need to act now. You need to learn this science in totality. If you want to build up on the confluence of cycles, its impact, you will be thrilled to see how you can forecast right from very minute to very hour to very day to very months and years ahead. So my research for 2027 is already ready. What I expect Nifty to do, where it is headed, basis of these concepts of time. It's simply fantastic. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful time. Become a wonderful trader. I'm signing off as of now. Thank you.